Welcome to Indian Valley High School, where tonight we have a Division IV Region 15 semifinal game between the unbeaten Indian Valley Braves and the 10-1 Jonathan Alder Pioneers. I'm Ted Snyder. He's Coach Doug Clifford. So thankful you could join us here tonight on our broadcast on South 60 Films. This should be a good one, Coach. Let's dive right in. The Indian Valley Braves, 10-0, defending state champions, defending their home turf here. What's your thoughts on this game?
Well, you know, you're past the stage where you're going to have a running clock as a factor in these games. So everybody you play is really good. And these, I think, in this region, it's the top 4 seeds made it to this stage. So I think it's going to be a great game. Yeah, the Jonathan Alder Pioneers come in at 10-1. They lost one football game, 38-0, back on October the 10th against the London Red Raiders. We mentioned Indian Valley comes in unbeaten, defending Division IV state champions. And the Indian Valley Braves, the Jonathan Alder Pioneers, are taking the field as we speak, Coach. And if you want to talk about the Indian Valley Braves, you can't talk about them without talking about their running game and their two-headed monster of senior running back Grady Kinsey and junior quarterback Riker Williams. Well, you know, what a pair. And the running back is headed to the Air Force Academy to play football there. He's the only player on their team headed to college to play football. So that, I think that speaks to a great coaching job here by the staff. But, yeah, those two guys, what a pair of kids to have in the backfield.
Absolutely. And offensively, this team, the Indian Valley Braves, kind of picked up where they left off last year. Where this team has made dramatic improvements is on the defensive side of the ball. Last year averaged 19.5 points given up per game. This year, just 10.5 points a game.
Well, you know, we used to say offenses for show and defenses for dough. Yeah. Usually the teams that win the state title have that great defense in their pocket too.
They sure do, as the home team Indian Valley Braves take the field. And, you know, Coach, if there were any doubts early in the season, if Indian Valley was up to the task and motivated to go back-to-back, Week 2 game against Steubenville, they shut out the Big Red 30-0. The only shutout on the docket for the Big Red this year, and we don't have the numbers, but it's probably been several years since the Big Red have been shut out.
I'm surprised they got out of 10 alive. I've been to the Steubenville for a few of their games, and that is a hostile environment if there ever has been. I saw that score too, Ted, and I was stunned when I saw that.
Absolutely. I wasn't shocked that Indian Valley won the game. I was shocked at how they won the game. Just absolute dominance against Big Red, and that really catapulted them into another undefeated season. This team last lost a football game in November of 23, 2 years ago. 26 consecutive wins by Indian Valley coming into tonight.
Well, I asked their head coach, Matt Lancaster, and I said, you guys have a pretty good win streak going, and he hesitated, and I said, okay, let's skip that question, because when you're a coach, you don't want to talk about that. But that is an amazing streak of wins.
It sure is. This team averages 44 points offensively. I just mentioned they allowed just 10.5 points defensively. So you really have your hands full, considering they have 2 dynamic runners out of the backfield. Grady Kinsey, over 2,000 yards coming in tonight. Riker Williams, nearly 500 with his legs, but he's a dual-threat quarterback. Has completed 46 of 66 passes on the season for a 70% completion percentage. So if you pack that box, he can hurt you down the field.
You know, we were talking about that in the pregame when you were going through the stats, and those are killer stats because you have to bring your secondary up to stop the tailback, and as soon as you do that, you're going to get play action pass, and somebody that's running past you is not going for a hot dog. Yeah. He's going for 6 points.
Really, the only chance you have to stop, to win against the Braves is to slow down Grady Kinsey. You're not going to stop him, but if you can formulate a game plan to knock him off his spots, because he likes to run in the A-gap, if you can force him to the outside, you might have a chance here tonight. Indian Valley will receive the opening kickoff. It is taken deep.
Look out. Oh, nice tackle over there.
Carson Hotstetler on the return for Indian Valley brings the ball all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Trey Bentley, just a sophomore, made the stop over there, and there wasn't a whole lot of white shirts over there with him. Nice play.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Braves from their own 32-yard line.
Well, I've never seen this kid run the ball. I've never seen a 2,000-yard back. It's been a long time, so I'm looking forward to seeing Grady Kinsey carry the pigskin.
He is an impressive runner. Riker Williams will be under center. The give is to Kinsey, and he's shifty. runs through contact, and there he goes. There he goes. Kinsey in the open field. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, 1 carry, 6-0 Braves.
Okay, I'm going to say it. I want to win the lottery, too. I wanted to see him run. I didn't realize he was going to be all at once for a touchdown.
He's 5'8", 205 pounds, and he's not just powerful. He showed you the open field speed right there.
Well, you're exactly right. He hit the A-gap originally, but that's not where he came through the line. He shifted around, made a couple cuts, and once he got past the linebackers, it was time to get the kicking tee out.
Yeah, outstanding footwork, outstanding vision to go along with the running ability. Extra point is up and good. 7-0 Indian Valley. Just 19 seconds into the game, and that may have shell-shocked the Pioneers from Jonathan Alder as they come from Plain City in Madison County, nearly a 3-hour bus ride to get here for the Pioneers, Coach.
Welcome to Gannett Hutton. Nothing says welcome like we're going to stick one in your ear on the first play. Gee, Christmas.
And we saw Grady Kinsey in the regional semifinal a year ago against New Lexington, and he never goes down on first contact, ever. He always goes forward for 3 or 4 or 5 additional yards, and that's a best-case scenario. He averages 13 yards per carry on the season.
Well, so if you send him for groceries, you know you're going to be eating well.
And this home crowd has come to life after the opening score. The facilities here at Indian Valley, for those of you who have never been here, second to none at the high school level.
Oh, my, yes. I talked to Coach Lancaster about that, and he said in 2020 the community passed a bond issue to build all this. He said they get unbelievable support from their community for their sports program. And
it definitely shows. This is a favored site for neutral games. I'm sure there will be a football game here next week that won't involve the home team Braves. So Indian Valley set to kick this one off. It's a short one.
It's going to go out of bounds.
Yes, it is. That's going to be a break for Jonathan Alder. They will start this drive on the 35-yard line.
Well, that style kick, that's the exact same style that the New Lexington Panthers use. They do that little pooch kick across the field. You give up field position, but I guess you're trying to shoot for a mistake or a turnover.
If you can find a little empty spot in between the two levels of return men, sometimes they can make a poor decision, and that's a live football on a kickoff.
Yes, it is. Amanda Clear Creek under Ron Hinton back in the day used that same strategy, because they would kick the ball down to about the 15, and there was never anybody standing there.
Brock Hughes, the senior quarterback for Alder, takes the snap. This is going to be a screen play. That's Trey Bentley, the leading receiver for the Pioneers. That's a good gain on first down, close to 7 yards.
Looks like a 4-4 defense with the outside linebackers walked out. Definitely a 4-man line. And I believe that's the same defense Jonathan Alder runs. So these guys are going to be looking at a defense they see probably every day in practice.
Brock Hughes, 6'2", 190-pound senior, a big quarterback, not much of a runner. He's going to do most of his damage with his arm, but in the backfield with him, Cashton Wheeler, one guy to watch for. Cashton Wheeler's got the carry, but he is stacked up in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of a yard on the play.
We have our first third down call of the night.
It's going to be a big one, and as much publicity as the offense gets, rightfully so for Indian Valley. Their defense has really stepped it up this year. It began in the postseason last year. They really stepped it up to another level, and if anyone questioned their motivation coming back and win another one, they put that to rest.
Oh, I guess they did. Well, Grady Kinsey's on that defense as an inside linebacker.
He's the team's leading tackler, 8 per ball game. Hughes takes the snap. He's looking deep, throws across the middle of the field. That's complete to Bentley. Trey Bentley, the team's leading receiver. That's going to be a first down for the Pioneers.
When I broke into coaching 5,000 years ago, Ted, I worked for a guy, Dave Lance, and one of his favorite sayings was, the passing game is a great equalizer. So, you may not be able to knock somebody off the line of scrimmage, but you can throw over top of them. If you have a good passing attack, you can be in any game, and you can come from behind in any game. So that may be what the Pioneers need to do tonight.
Pistol formation gives us to Wheeler, and there's just no running room up there in the middle. Maybe a yard on the play.
Wow.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's like the great red wall of Gannett Hutton here, buddy. I mean, they can't gain a foot up there.
Yeah, and they're not really big. They're fundamentally sound. They really play well off one another.
Well, you told me you thought they were the best tackling and blocking team you'd seen in high school for a long time.
By far.
So far, nothing has changed my mind about that. Wow.
2nd down, 10, shotgun formation. Fake as the Wheeler is going to try a screen pass, and that is blown up. Brett O'Connor.
I tell you what, O'Connor, not only was that a great play, what that tells me, Ted, is he's had great coaching, because there's no such thing as pass interference behind the line of scrimmage, and he was all over that guy, maybe even before the ball got there. What a great play.
You're exactly right. They're
3rd and 10.
Making a concerted effort, trying to get the ball in the perimeter in the hands of number 3, Trey Bentley. Team's leading receiver and very dangerous in the open field. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 10. Hughes is going to drop back. He's facing pressure, and he's going to go down. That's a sack for big yardage. Going to get another look right here on our replay.
Brogan O'Connor.
Great pursuit. He's able to track Hughes down. We mentioned Hughes not much of a runner. So if you can get in the backfield.
That was not a blitz.
No.
That was a 4-man pass rush. And the best pass defense in the world is when the opposing quarterback is looking up at the lights instead of down at the sideline.
Jonathan Alder forced to punt this one on 4th and 27. Snap is low, handled by the punter. He gets off a good one. Fair catch called for and made at the 36-yard line. So Indian Valley going to go back to work on their 2nd possession. 8:25 remaining in the 1st.
Nice job that time by Reese St. Clair for Indian Valley. I mean, that was a low liner, and they had a Jonathan Alder pioneer right in his face when he made that catch. Nice job. I'll tell you what, it's so fun for me at this level of the season with these teams. The coaching that you can just see, the fine points are so evident. Both teams have shown great coaching skills already, so I can't wait to watch this kid carry the ball again. Look out, wide open.
Catch is made by Reese St. Clair, and he is still running in the middle of the field. That's a big gainer. Riker Williams to Reese St. Clair. That's going to be good for 20 yards all the way down to the Pioneer 42-yard line.
Ted, I haven't seen anybody in red and black that's easy to tackle so far.
Yeah, you can't commit everyone into the box to defend that run. Riker Williams, we mentioned, he doesn't throw it often, but when he does, he's very accurate. 46 of 66 coming in for 955 yards. 6 passing touchdowns on the season. Williams will take the snap, a little pitch to Kinsey on the edge, and he's got space. He's still going, and he's just tough to bring down. 12-yard gain on 1st down. Averages 13 yards a carry. It's almost comical when you think about it, but when you watch him play, you see it all makes sense.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing comical about it if you're on the far side of this football field, that's for sure. Tackle that time by Vince Randley, a 175-pound sophomore. 4-4 defense. Shotgun
formation. Riker Williams is going to take this himself. He's an excellent runner, and he's going to have another Indian Valley 1st down. They are chewing through this Pioneer defense pretty easily here in the 1st quarter, Coach.
Well, they hit that outside. That's almost like the outside veer play from the old days, or the outside stretch play. You get one block, and he's gone. I mean, he's out there. I mean, he's on that edge immediately. I don't know how to stop these guys. Turn the lights off.
And Riker Williams, Kinsey is a senior. Riker Williams is a junior, 3-year starter. Seems like he's been here longer, but just a junior. Williams will take the shotgun snap. He's going to take, that's a direct snap to Grady Kinsey. He bounces to the left, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like a gain of 6. We'll check the marker. Looks like a hold against the Braves.
Yep.
This is the only thing that's probably going to set them back, are penalties.
Well, that time they had their outside linebackers walked up. They were almost on the line of scrimmage to stop that gaping run that the quarterback made on the last play. And they still didn't stop anybody. It would have been a gain of about 6 or 7 yards had it not been for the penalty.
So Indian Valley be a 1st and 14 after the penalty yardage was marked off, and they are set up at the 23-yard line of Jonathan Alder. Full house backfield. Riker Williams in shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to keep it, a little zone read, and he's going to go all the way. 5, touchdown, Riker Williams, and they're making it look easy in a regional semifinal, Coach.
Well, I tell you what, looked like the backside guard pulled and blocked, kicked the man out, and number 8 did all the rest.
Yep. And that's, we saw this team last year, and it was so impressive. Their blocking schemes were next level. I mean, they really were confusing New Lex.
Well, Williams and Kinsey are both outstanding runners, but unlike block kick, but unlike Jonathan Alder, Indian Valley's running backs and quarterback, they're not getting touched at the line of scrimmage. They're running through gaping holes, and they have a head of steam going after about 3-yard gain.
PAT was blocked by the Pioneers, so our score 13-0 in favor of the home team, Indian Valley. 6 minutes, 17 seconds remain in the first quarter, and Jonathan Alder really needs to make something happen here on this possession, right?
No, they do. They do.
It could be trouble.
I don't think you can fall behind 3 scores, these guys.
Last year when we saw him play, New Lex got the ball first, and the first play from scrimmage, Bentley Hansen got behind the secondary, and Stevens hit him for a 65-yard touchdown pass. That was the last highlight of the game for New Lexington, as they really buttoned up their defense after that. But what New Lex did really well was knock Brady Kinsey off his spots, force him into the help. If they couldn't make the tackle, they were bouncing him laterally so the help could rally and get there. And they held him to about 155, 160 yards, and I say held him to because that was one of his lowest totals of the year. Another short kick by Indian Valley, fielded by the up man for Jonathan Alder, brings it up to the 39-yard line. And Jonathan Alder had something going on their last possession, but a big sack set them back on 3rd down.
Holden Glick did a nice job fielding that kick. The red shirts weren't all that far away from him when that ball landed in his arm, so he did a nice job. Nice, cool reception there on that kickoff. Okay, let's see this passing game. 4 wide receivers.
4 wide and a wing back. Hughes takes the shotgun snap, rolls to his right, gets it out quickly to Wheeler. Wheeler's got some space and a 1st down for Jonathan Alder. He runs out of bounds near the 47-yard line.
Wheeler on that catch, Ted, that's just a glorified sweep. He runs out there. The other wide receivers are blocking out ahead of him like 2 pulling guards would have. That's just a glorified run.
Cashton Wheeler and Trey Bentley are the 2 players Jonathan Alder wants to get the football to. And Wheeler's had a couple 200-plus yard rushing games himself this season when I looked at their statistics. As they've been able to score a lot of points this year. Their problem is they give up a lot of points at times as well. Pitch is to Wheeler, and he's going to make something. It looked like they were going to have him in the backfield, and he's able to gain 5 yards on 1st down.
Well, you can almost see the game plan evolving for Jonathan Alder. On this drive so far, they've forsaken that between the guards, between the tackles running game, and they're throwing it outside quickly, and that was a toss sweep. So it looks like they're going to attack the perimeter, that's where you attack a 4-4 defense, because you have so many guys to the inside, you run to the outside.
Brock Hughes takes a snap. He finds Cashton Wheeler. Nice move by Wheeler in the open field, and he's got another Pioneer 1st down. And
what do you see the problem that's going to, if you're Jonathan Alder and you pass the ball and you score quickly, you're giving the ball back to the other guys.
Yeah, their tempo on this possession slowed down a bit. They were going fast their previous possession. Now they're being a little more methodical on this drive, which is probably smart.
Getting signals in from the sideline. I talked to the head coach, Brett Glass, prior to the game, and he said, we know we have our hands full. These guys are really good. There's that middle run.
Wheeler, shifty, tries to find some space. Not much there, maybe a yard or 2.
Second down, about 9.
That looks like a keep 'em honest call to me, Ted. I mean, because they're not getting anything on that play. That's the third time they've run it, and I think that's the biggest gain they've had so far, 1 yard.
Jonathan Alder got here by defeating Johnstown last week, 42-21. Brock Hughes in the shotgun, Wheeler to his left. It's going to be a reverse to Trey Bentley. Nice play design, but better diagnosis by the Indian Valley defense. They get to it quickly.
I thought that was going to be a big play.
Yes.
And let's see if I can see this guy's numbers who walks around here. 22. Was that Kinsey? That was Kinsey on that play. He's read that from his inside linebacker spot and made that play. And it's a good thing he did, because that was going to be a big game for the Pioneers.
You mentioned Kinsey's going to continue his education and football career next year at the Air Force Academy, which I think offensively fits his game to a T.
Heck yeah, we'll be seeing him on TV.
Yeah. Look, going to be a timeout on the field, I believe, by Jonathan Alder.
Well, this is a big call for them. I mean, it's third down. They have 2 chances to get, looks like at least 6 yards. So you know, I think if they're going to go, I think they'll go for it on fourth down, so they can do anything they want. But this is a good down to run the ball with your best running play and cut that distance down. But with their passing attack, you know, they're just as apt to throw it for the first down as they are run it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have time for downfield routes. The pass rush for Indian Valley is just so good. Where they have found success is getting the ball out of his hands quickly on the perimeter and letting one of your athletes make some moves one-on-one.
So if you're the defensive coordinator for Indian Valley, you have to think, are you going to blitz and put on a big pass rush? Or you're going to keep those linebackers in the middle of the field and defend that short pass over the middle that they've thrown so well. I don't know what they talked about, but they still signaled to play in after the timeout.
Tighter formation for the Pioneers here on this third down snap. Brock Hughes will take the snap, and he's going to have to get rid of that quickly. That ball's intercepted. Can't tell who it was.
Player with the interception, first down, Braves.
Looks like number 10.
It's a long way from where we are, but
Rowan Pickin. Nice job. Wow.
Jumped right in front of the receiver. Knew the quarterback was going to have to release it quickly due to the pass rush, and jumped right in front of the intended receiver.
Well, when you play zone coverage, you can keep your eyes on the quarterback. If you're playing man coverage, you turn your back to the quarterback and run with the receiver. And they were ready for that short pass for the first down, and he read that all the way.
It was 27, Reese St. Clair on the interception for Indian Valley. Indian Valley takes over their third possession of the game. Riker Williams is going to take it himself. He's going to gain, modest gain, 4 or 5 yards on first down. It's just so hard to keep them behind the sticks. You rarely even get them to a third down.
I think that's the best play for the Pioneers defense so far tonight. I mean, that's the fewest amount of yards the Braves have gained on first down since the game started. 13-0, 3:03 left in the first quarter.
Riker Williams goes under center on second down. He gives it straight up the middle.
I think that was a fullback.
Grady Kinsey will line up at fullback from time to time. He took the carry, and it's going to set up a third and very short. A long one or short two, however you want to look at it.
You know, this is an obvious running down for Indian Valley. But with a 13-point lead, this is the old Bart Starr Green Bay Packers 3rd and 1. We're going to go deep. So, man, don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
If you're in the secondary, don't fall asleep.
The guy to watch on the perimeter for Indian Valley is number 1, Colt James. But this one's going to be Kinsey on a direct snap, and he's going to gain the yardage as he lowers the boom on a couple of Jonathan Alder would-be tacklers. That's going to be a chain mover. We're going to get another look right here, a little wildcat formation, Coach.
Yep. You know, high percentage play, give the ball to one of the best backs in Ohio and say, get a yard.
Mr. Football finalist a year ago. He will undoubtedly be so again this year. And
over 2,000 yards rushing this year.
And 31 rushing touchdowns coming in tonight. His one tonight will give him 32 on the year. Continues to break his own records, does Grady Kinsey. Williams under center here, gives to Kinsey. Patient runner. He's found some space. He's just so hard to get down.
Well, he's really hard to get down and nobody touches him. Now that time, number 19 finally caught up with him, Caleb Wiltshire. But, you know, there aren't any defensive linemen or linebackers taking him to the ground. It's always the defensive backs. And I'm telling you, if you're a defensive back, that gets old quickly.
He's got such great balance for someone who possesses his skill set at running back. Just a lethal combination. This is going to be another direct snap.
Oh, wow, look at that block.
Don't know who the ball carrier is. I think that's St. Clair, Reese St. Clair, which it is. And he made something out of nothing there, Coach, as he was bottled up in the backfield initially.
Well, I thought I'd watch the offensive line play, and I watched number 52 that time, Titan Peterman, and not only did he maintain contact on the man he blocked him about 10 yards down the field and dropped him. I mean, wow, what a block.
I formation on 2nd and 7. Williams is going to give to the up back. And that is not Kinsey. Can't make out the number. That's going to be a very short gain, if any. Let's see who the ball carrier was there.
Bradley Barr, the ball carrier. About a 1 yard gain on the play.
Number 18.
3rd down and 5 for the Braves.
Bradley Barr. They're sprinkling in some different guys, giving Kinsey a little break.
That might qualify as a trick play for Indian Valley. First there, I think this is their longest third. Oh, look at that. They come to the line quickly. Guess who?
Yep. Kinsey takes it around right edge. And, you know, on 3rd and 5, you do the old muddle huddle, get to the line quickly, snap it quickly, and give it to your guy, Kinsey, around the right edge. You see another look of it right here. Kinsey just lowers the helmet.
I can tell you right now, Caleb Wiltshire for Jonathan Alder is getting real tired of seeing Grady Kinsey. And that's who's makes tackle. Anytime he comes to the offensive right side, he's making a tackle in the secondary for the Pioneers.
Pistol formation for the Braves. Riker Williams rolls out to his left. He's looking. He finds a receiver for the connection. That's going to be a 5-yard gain.
Looked like Colt James on that reception.
Colt James is the leading receiver on the year for Indian Valley. And that's good for 4 yards. Going to set up 2nd down and 6. And that was the last play of the first quarter, as the first quarter is going to come to an end here from Janaden Hutton. Indian Valley 13, Jonathan Alder 0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Brave Stadium. Indian Valley begins the second quarter with a 2nd down and 6, already up 13-0. Riker Williams takes the snap, gives to Kinsey. He shifts his track a little bit. Gains what looks to be enough for a 1st yard, and it is, as they're going to move the chains. And I think they've only been in 2 third downs in this game so far, have the Braves. They're just so efficient running the football.
I think if you're on the chain gang for Indian Valley, you better be in shape. Those bad boys, they're moving. I mean, it's not like they had to sit there and wonder if they're going to get a 1st down. These guys are moving those chains. Quarterback keep all the way that time.
And Williams does keep it. Going to get down near the 20-yard line. Still going to be a gain. Going to get a look right here as Riker Williams. We mentioned his ability to run as well. He comes in averaging 7.5 yards a carry, nearly 500 yards on the ground on the season. So a true dual threat is Riker Williams, 6 foot, 170-pound junior. Williams looking to head coach Matt Lancaster for the instructions. It's going to be a shotgun formation. Kinsey to his right. It's going to be a direct snap to Kinsey, and he's going to take it to the left. Found a little room, and he's going to run out of space. Knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line, close to another first down.
I can't get over how quickly they get on the perimeter with these running, especially with the quarterback keep. I mean, it's not like he's pitching the ball out on a quick pitch. I mean, he's starting from the middle of the formation, and in a blink, he is on your perimeter right now. Wow.
It's going to be first down and 10 from the 12-yard line. The Braves can get a first down inside the 2. Pistol formation. Kinsey behind Williams. Kinsey gets the pitch, avoids one tackler. Jonathan Alder able to rally and make that tackle around the 7-yard line.
Well, the Pioneers defender set the edge that time and turned the play to the inside, and there was nobody there. They were blocked. I mean, this offensive line is absolutely clearing the path for Kinsey and Wheeler. I mean, it's just no wonder the kid gained 2,000 yards. He's a tremendous athlete, but he's not getting touched at the line of scrimmage. Under center.
I formation, you mentioned. And Williams fakes the handoff, and he's going to walk into the end zone here.
Oh,
maybe not. Spoke too soon. He's going to be tackled just outside the goal line as he was upended. We're going to get a look at this, Coach. It looked like he was going to waltz into the end zone right here.
Well, that's what he thought, too.
But a Pioneer.
One of the Pioneers didn't want to dance.
Yeah. But now, first and goal from the 1. You're only delaying the inevitable if you're Jonathan Alder at this point. It's going to be another I formation. As Grady Kinsey, the deep man in the formation, it'll be the fullback taking the handoff.
That's Kinsey. That was Kinsey at fullback, Ted.
Just lining him up all over the place. Yeah, it was.
I think St. Clair's at tailback.
Reese St. Clair was lined up behind him. And touchdown number 2 on the night for Kinsey, number 33 on the season.
That should be against the rules. He's already a great tailback. So then you want the fullback to run. We did that when I was in high school. We had a kid at tailback named Mike White. And when our coach wanted to run the fullback, he went to fullback. He wanted to run the halfback, and put him to halfback.
Looks like the Braves are going to set up to go for 2 after the block PAT on their second touchdown. It's going to be a direct snap to Kinsey, and he's going to waltz in untouched. That's going to make our score Indian Valley 21, Jonathan Alder 0, 8:56 remaining in the second quarter, Coach. And this team, it's almost as if they could walk up to the line and tell you they're playing. It wouldn't matter.
No.
That's how good they are.
They're the best team I've seen this year. I mean, they're going to play the winner of the New Lexington Unioto game tonight that's taking place in New Lexington.
Yep. New Lex was up 6-0 last we saw.
Okay.
Haven't got an updated score, but New Lex is playing an unbeaten Unioto team who's 11-0 coming in.
My brother coached at Portsmouth, and he's in the Ohio High School Coaches Hall of Fame, and he saw Unioto, and he said that they're very disciplined. They make very few mistakes. And I said, how's their team speed? He said, well, it's okay. I said, well, they're going to play a team that's really fast in New Lexington. And he thought that would give Unioto a lot of trouble.
One of the most unique nicknames I've ever heard, high school or college, the Sherman Tanks. the Unioto Sherman Tanks.
Well, I coached for a team called the Ceramics.
That's right.
And I had no idea that anything like that existed until I got that community. And I'll tell you what, the Ceramics, They took great pride in that name and in their football tradition, that's for sure. Nice return that time by the Pioneers. It looks like they're going to be outside the 40-yard line. They're going to need every break they can get.
Yeah, another short pooch kick from Indian Valley. You mentioned Jonathan Alder able to return it all the way up near the 45-yard line. We're going to see where they mark it. They mark it right at the 40.
For head coach Brett Glass for Jonathan Alder, he knew they were really up against probably the best team in their division.
Yeah.
And they're definitely tough.
That's a nice-looking play right there. Brock Hughes. Brock Hughes hits Trey Bentley.
He's going to score.
Go all the way. Trey Bentley for the first points of the night for Jonathan Alder. Brock Hughes put that football between 3 Indian Valley Braves. Get another look at this, Coach. Rolls out to his right, throws this ball, and there was coverage in front and behind.
Oh. Man, it's like he's bowling.
And then Trey Bentley just does the rest on his own. And he's one of the most talented receivers in Division IV, is Trey Bentley. He showed it right there.
Well, I know if you're a defensive guy, like I was all my life, and you get run over by a wide receiver, you live a tough life. But when you run over 3 guys and you're a wide receiver, you may want to be careful. He might be able to run over the entire squad. What an effort. Well, you know, Ted, that's what you expect. And this team's really good. What, 1 loss for the season?
They lost to Division III London back on October the 10th, and that London team is unbeaten and playing host to Jackson in a Division III regional semifinal tonight. So very good team are the Red Raiders.
You know, every kid on this field has a heart of a champion. That's who they are. That's why they're in week, 13? That's why they're here.
So a little bit of poor tackling on the back end by Indian Valley. I'm sure Coach Matt Lancaster will address that. As Trey Bentley just bounced off a trio of Braves. I know if his players get to the football, he's going to expect them to make the tackle.
Well, that was an impressive catch and run by Bentley that time for the Pioneers. Wow. I don't think I've seen a wide receiver knock 3 guys down on a tackle like that. I mean, it was like he was bowling for dollars. They hit him, and they went all 3 in different directions. Okay, that's the first happy moment of the night for the Pioneers. See if they can get a defensive stop here. 8:37 left in the first half. They're down 21-7 to the defending state champion Indian Valley Braves. All right, here comes another kick. See if it goes to the 30-yard line. We're going to kick it deep. They're going to kick it deep.
They will kick it deep. The first time Indian Valley's had a chance to return a kick, and this is going to be number 3 on the return. Nathan Hunter, he gets it out to about the 31-yard line. A flag on the play.
I think we're going to have I think it's number 5 on the return, and I think we're going to have hit out of bounds.
He was very close to the boundary.
No, the first guy got him on the field. I think. No, wrong. It's on the Braves.
It was almost like he threw that play right at the end of it, right where the tackle was made, which leads you to believe it was a penalty on the tackle.
Well, I thought the second guy there. That could have been a call there, but apparently it was on Indian Valley. 1st and 10, ball to 21-yard line.
Shotgun formation. Riker Williams takes a high snap and runs into the official. I'll tell you what, the official, man, he's the 12th defender for the Pioneers right now. As we get another look at this, Riker Williams.
Put a helmet sticker on his ball cap. He is a nice tackle.
Takes the carry, and the only thing that slowed his momentum, boom.
Oh, there's nobody there.
No.
Everybody in white has a red shirt blocking them from that point on. And I tell you what.
It might have saved a touchdown.
You might want to lay off the donuts if you're going to stand in the middle of that formation. I tell you what, I couldn't get out of the way of that thing.
Riker Williams goes back under center.
Well, he's off to the side this time, buddy. He's in there.
This give is to Kinsey straight downhill, and he's dragging tacklers. It's going to be a 5-yard gain on 1st down for Indian Valley. Watch Kinsey right here as he drags a tackler about 3 extra yards.
I tell you the truth, Ted, I don't see how more referees keep from getting injured in games, especially that guy right there in the middle of the formation. That's the danger zone, especially tonight.
Direct snap to Kinsey, and he runs straight downhill, and he's got some space. And look out! 30, 20, they're going to catch him this time. No, they're not. He
stepped out of bounds.
He was bumped out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
He was not brought down. Nope. He had to just to make it all the way.
Yeah. You just see the vision and the burst in the open field.
Look at that.
Great angle by number 5 for Jonathan Alder. Drew Hughes able to catch up. It's just a freshman, 6'1", 175-pound freshman on the tackle for the Pioneers. But nevertheless, first down and goal. It's going to be a pitch to Kinsey. He breaks one tackle, and he's going to be close to the goal line. I think he's going to be knocked out of bounds around the 2.
Second down and goal.
Well, that's the second time he's been knocked out of bounds, but not knocked down.
Yeah, they stretched it out. They kept stretching him, and he just ran out of field. About the 1.5 yard line, going to bring up second and goal.
The Air Force may not have to get him a jet. He just may be able he's maybe able to do everything he needs to do on foot. Where's he at? Is he at tailback or fullback? Holy cow.
There's a fumble on the play. Football.
I saw the fumble signal come out, that little marker thing.
Yeah, the football popped loose. It looked like it popped straight up in the air. Indian Valley able to keep possession of the football, but that's going to bring up a third and goal from the 1, but no doubt the Braves will use 2 snaps if they need to. Looks like the nose of the football is resting on the goal line.
Well, that was that little quick huddle alignment they did, and that time it backfired.
Riker Williams under center, gives straight up the middle to Kinsey.
Touchdown.
1 yard touchdown run. Grady Kinsey, his 3rd of the night. That extends the lead.
You know, Coach Matt Lancaster, when we were talking about Kinsey, he said he's a great kid. Said he is an absolute team leader, great kid. He said you couldn't ask for a better person and a better ball carrier. He's the best football player I've ever coached.
He has such a joy for the game. I saw him last year after the New Lex game as I was leaving the stadium, and he was standing around talking to some Indian Valley folks, and he had the biggest smile on his face. I mean, just grinning from ear to ear. It was just, he's in his comfort zone.
You know,
they just announced a record he just broke, 125 career touchdowns for Grady Kinsey. Unbelievable.
Gee, well, I don't believe he's done scoring touchdowns. I think
not by a long shot.
He'll add a few more to that total. 28-7, 6:30 to go in the first half. Indian Valley ahead of the Jonathan Alder Pioneers. Boy, if you're an offensive lineman for Indian Valley, you know anytime you get a decent block, you have a chance to score, and that really motivates offensive linemen. You know, I mean that's what they play for. I mean, they don't get their picture in the paper very often.
Coach Matt Lancaster, probably one of the more underrated coaches in the entire state. He has built this program, this culture, from the ground up. This is his 19th season here, and life wasn't always pretty here at Indian Valley. He's really built this into the culture that it is.
Well, there's a different style kick. Line drive squibber. Oh, good coverage.
Jonathan Alder scored on a 60-yard touchdown pass on their last possession. Let's see what they have in store for this offensive series, but playing from 3 scores behind is a daunting task. You can't get it all back at once.
No, but I tell you what it does too, is if you're the defensive coordinator for Indian Valley, your defensive playbook is wide open. You can do anything you want. You can go man, you can go zone, you can blitz, you can cover. I mean, you know, you can't get – they're not going to go ahead of you on one play. Look out, trickeration.
Yeah, quarterback Brock Hughes was lined up at wideout. He come in motion, took the pitch, and that play is going to go for a big loss.
I think that's another thing that speaks to the great coaching. That defense wasn't even close to being out of position.
Nope. Yeah, that's going to be a loss of 5 yards on the play. Yeah, they lined up quarterback Brock Hughes at the wideout position and tossed it back to him in an attempt at a reverse pass type play, and it just didn't pan out.
No.
That play takes too much time to develop. And this Indian Valley Brave defense, way too fundamentally sound. Back to a traditional formation for Alder, and there's going to be a little pop pass to Bentley, and he is struggling, but gains 5 yards on the play. Trey Bentley, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore.
Well, the thing I would like for anybody watching our broadcast to realize is that the kids for Jonathan Alder, I mean, they're playing hard.
Yes.
It's not like they're taking the play off. I mean, they are absolutely busting their tails to gain a foot.
I think if you're playing tonight in Week 13, you've done a lot of things right this year. Brock Hughes drops back, and it's going to be a little screen across the middle, and that's Cashton Wheeler out of the backfield. That was a well-designed play, executed very well. And that's going to be a first down for the Pioneers. Desperately needed chain mover.
Middle screen. Yep. That is a devastating play. Philo used to run that on us to perfection. No matter how many times we practiced it, they always completed that pass and picked up yards on it. That is a difficult play to stop.
New Lex loves to run that play. Spread you out sideline to sideline and exploit the middle of the field. Hughes in shotgun. He's going to give it off to Wheeler. Modest gain on first down. Call it 3 yards. Going to be 2nd and 7 for Jonathan Alder on Cashton Wheeler. Unable to get anything going up to this point. But he is a big play waiting to happen if he gets into the second level of the defense. Trouble is the front four for Indian Valley. They're really tough. Tough to get through that front line.
Well, if you're Jonathan Alder, that's a success on first down. It's not 2nd and 10. So, you got positive yards on first down. We're going to have a timeout here. Timeout, Pioneers.
Jonathan Alder. It is their second charge timeout of the first half.
Leaves Jonathan Alder with 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. Just 3:47 remaining before halftime, Coach. And what's the discussion in that huddle right now for Jonathan Alder?
Well, I think if they had their choice of what's going to take place here, is they want to use about 3 minutes and 44 seconds on this drive.
Ideally,
and, get it. Let's get this thing within 2 scores by halftime. Let's do that.
In the second quarter, Mogador.
Because they really haven't stopped.
In the second quarter,
Indian Valley.
Minneota 0.
So usually you wouldn't waste the timeout right now, but I think that's a great timeout because this is an important series. You want to keep the football. You want to go down the field, get a drive, and get some points here.
Absolutely. If nothing else, you want to use the majority of this clock. Brock Hughes is in pistol formation, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out a little screen play. And that's going to be to 25, Silas Shoemaker. That's going to be enough for first down yardage. Another well-designed screenplay, and there is a flag on the secondary. Let's see what this is for.
Well, that's deep in the.
It looks like they're
pointing it.
It looks like they indicated holding on the defense. Still waiting for the official indication. That's holding on the offense. So that's going to negate. That's going to negate a really good play for Jonathan Alder, as you see here, as the majority of their successful plays tonight have been a screen play of some sort.
Well, that time Shoemaker came from the left side of the offensive formation and just kind of slid underneath. And I don't think it's more than a 3-yard pass from the line of scrimmage, but he picked up a nice game, but negated by the penalty.
So they'll mark it off from the infraction. 2nd and 7, a little screen pass to Wheeler. And he's got a little bit of space. He's close to first down yardage. It looks like he has it. That is going to be enough to move the chains for the Pioneers.
Had some nice blocking out there from one of the wide receiver teammates out there. Number 3, outstanding blocking out there by Bentley.
And those are the two guys they really want to have the football in their hands. Cashton Wheeler and Trey Bentley.
I'm not surprised that teams at this level that the wide receivers are good blockers, because they're good blockers for Indian Valley as well. Those wide receivers in both offenses are outstanding blockers.
Shotgun formation, Wheeler on his right hip. Hughes is going to drop back, throws back to his left, another screen play. That's going to be a gain of maybe 1 on the play, as Indian Valley rallied to the ball really quickly on that one.
Well, they didn't let him get out of bounds. Keeps the clock running. Jonathan Alder's down to 1 timeout here in the first half, down 28-7. 3 wide receivers on this side.
Brock Hughes in the shotgun once again. He's going to take the snap, rolls out to his right, looking, forced to throw that one quickly, but he gets it to his receiver, and that's Chase Mutzel.
I just saw Chase was lined up on this side the previous play as well. He's 6'5".
Yeah, 6'5", 195 pounds.
195 pounds. I thought, man, you got to get the ball to that kid. Clock running, 1:58. Ball at the 38-yard line of Indian Valley.
Hughes is going to roll out to his left, and he's looking, throws it. That's going to be intercepted. Indian Valley is going to bring it back the other way. He's still on his feet, and that's number 19 for Indian Valley, 15 rather. Brett O'Connor on the interception for Indian Valley, and 1:39 remaining. That's more than enough time for the Braves to get back in the end zone.
Well, that pass was overthrown. Jonathan Alder is employing the rollout pass to get away from the pass rush. But when your quarterback is right-handed and he's rolling left, that's a difficult throw. And you had to stop, plant your feet, and throw it. And if you don't do that, you tend to overthrow your pass, and that's exactly what happened. And that zone coverage, those guys are standing there in the secondary looking right at him, and that ball hit O'Connor right in the chest. You're in the best pattern on that play.
And you're dealing with the pass rush. You're dealing with a 21-point deficit. That can really force your decision making in places it doesn't usually go. You can make some poor decisions when you're facing a large deficit. If you don't win the night, there is no more next week. So
that's right.
Players are going to make some bad decisions in these type of situations, and that's the second interception on the night thrown by Hughes.
Okay, Ted, we're going to see the Indian Valley 2-minute offense. Who you think's going to carry it on first down, the quarterback or the tailback?
Flip a coin.
I'm telling you.
You can't go wrong with either. I got to tell you, I saw these guys play basketball last winter. We were talking before the game, and they're just as competitive on the basketball court.
Is that right?
This group of kids at Indian Valley, they're just uber competitive, and they're super strong kids physically. When you see them without pads on, you're like, wow, they're really strong. Their strength and conditioning program is really top notch.
4 wide receivers. Kinsey went in motion to the trip side. Ball's right on the money.
Yep. Riker Williams, although he doesn't throw a lot, he is deadly accurate, as he's shown right there. And he hit a wide open receiver across the middle. Couldn't make out the number.
Rowan Pickin, number 10. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly, but whether I pronounce it right or not, he's still a heck of a receiver. That ball's right on the money. He was covered.
Yep. Full house backfield for Williams, and he's going to throw it again.
Wow, look at that catch.
That's going to be O'Connor on the edge. Reese St. Clair, rather.
Well, that was definitely the run-pass option series right there.
Yeah, watch that quick release by Riker Williams. Not only did he throw that football, he led his receiver perfectly where he could catch that on the run and continue his momentum downfield. And just like that, Braves back inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal from the 8.
don't make a mistake on these guys.
Kinsey's the deep back. He gets the handoff. He's around right edge, and he's fighting. I don't think he got in, but he's very close.
I saw a Pioneer defender have him wrapped at the line of scrimmage, and he didn't stop him. I know that.
I think that was a perfect situation, though, for Indian Valley, as now you got a 2nd and goal. You can let this clock run all the way down. The difference between the play clock and game clock is about 20 seconds. So they would really leave Jonathan Alder no time remaining if they're able to get this in the end zone here on 2nd down.
Look at the quarterback taking his time with that. He's looking right at that play clock. That's the only thing he's looking at.
Yeah, Williams going to go under center. Grady Kinsey is the deep back. Kinsey gets the carry straight forward. It looks like he's in. No signal yet. He's short. This is going to call. Indian Valley's going to have to call a timeout here, which they had 3.
And if he's going to get a touchdown 126, they're going to have to use a timeout.
Yeah, he's already got 3 tonight and 34 on the season. Does Kinsey. Trying to feed the fire are the Indian Valley Braves. 18.1 seconds remaining here, and Jonathan Alder desperately trying to keep Indian Valley out of the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you what, that speaks volumes about this team and the coaching they've received and from the coaching staff for Jonathan Alder. I mean, you're down 21 points. You got a few seconds left in the first half. They had the ball at the 1 or 2 yard line, and you stop maybe the best back in the state.
Yep.
I mean, that speaks volumes for this Jonathan Alder team. I can't stress that enough. That's the place where teams give up.
Yeah, that were probably the best 2 defensive snaps of the game for Jonathan Alder, because they had 1st and goal from the 8. So they've held Kinsey to 7 yards on 2 carries. But now a 3rd and 1 for Indian Valley. They're going to send 2 receivers out, try to stretch this defense out a little bit.
Look at that. The defense stacked that middle.
Yeah. Kinsey's going to walk into the end zone. And that's going to be his fourth of the game for Kinsey, 35 on the season.
Looked like Cody Yates, the defensive lineman for Jonathan Alder, had Kinsey at the line of scrimmage, and you're just not going to grab his shirt and tackle him.
Not at all. It's generally going to take more than one defender to bring down Kinsey. PAT attempt here by Indian Valley is blocked. Second block PAT of the game for Jonathan Alder. So that makes the score Indian Valley 34, Jonathan Alder 7, 14.9 seconds remaining, and they used that play. They used the game clock to perfection there.
Yes, they did.
The Braves.
That kick was blocked by Braxton Overmeyer. But, that's what we were talking about Jonathan Alder needed to do, was use the clock, to run the clock out here in the first half and get a score just before halftime, and the interception, and Indian Valley turns the tables on, and they get the touchdown with 14 seconds to go in the half. And I'm pretty sure that the Pioneers get the ball first.
Yes.
They deferred. I'm sure that's what their coaching staff was thinking, get a score here at the end of the half and get one when we start and cut this lead down, but it sure didn't work out for them. They're down 34-7 with 14 seconds to go in the first half, and they're one score away from being on a running clock.
Yeah, Jonathan Alder ideally wants to be a little more balanced than they are right now offensively. They're kind of forced into throwing the football more often than running. On the season, one of the more balanced teams in Division IV when you look at the numbers. Indian Valley going to kick this one a little deeper than they have. It's going to be fielded inside the 20. And he breaks one tackle. He's going to try to get to the edge, but he's going to be brought down there. A great open field tackle. Carson Hostetler made a few good defensive plays for Hostetler tonight. As Hostetler wasn't able to make this play, he would have gained more yardage on the outside. You can see him breaking tackles initially, and he tries to break contain, but there's number 5, Hostetler, making the open field tackle. You wonder if Jonathan Alder will just take a knee here with 6.8 seconds remaining and regroup in the locker room.
Well, I wouldn't give I would give Indian Valley 3 seconds on the clock if I could keep from it.
They run a little.
Look out.
That was a little inside pitch counterplay.
Trey Bentley, the ball carrier.
And I think he was out of bounds. There should be
there should be a little time left on the clock.
Couple seconds left on this clock. I know it went down to 0, but there should be about a second and a half. 1.8 seconds they're going to add back on the clock. He definitely got out of bounds before the expiration of the clock. Not sure I've ever seen that inside pitch counter.
It was
very unique, that play design. A shotgun formation for Hughes. We're going to have an official timeout here momentarily to reset the play clock. So shotgun formation for the Pioneers. It's going to be a little screen play to Bentley. Or that's Cashton Wheeler, rather. He's brought down at midfield, and that's going to do it for the first half of this Division IV Region 15 semifinal here from Janaden Hutton. Our halftime score is Indian Valley 34, Jonathan Alder 7. We're going to break for halftime. We'll be right back in about 20 minutes, folks. Hope you can join us for the second half.
The pride of the Pioneers, the Jonathan Alder High School Marching Band. with low grass is hearing for us to keep the arena up. Everybody!
See
Ladies and gentlemen, we just considered another top-tier transmission. Last time that young multi-race substitute season Operation Halftime. During the audience and outside any agents, the sound of Team Long, Mission Mobile, and Skyfall. But tonight, the mission is over. You can tell that the mysterious knowing of these service, a team so powerful, is only handled by that commitment. That's right. Well, very young multi-race and the whole acting practice on the ground with him and his great team that have led with hand take the field to serve the world from music and madness itself. So the jury appreciates your dad's crew and prepare to be classified because we still band, marching band.
Most of the time, unless you're way back, you can't give up possessions. Just like 7 minutes. This team will film this team's just
Welcome back to Indian Valley High School, where we're currently at halftime. The Indian Valley Braves enjoying a 35-7 lead here against the Jonathan Alder Pioneers. And let's go through some of these first half highlights, Coach. First off, we're going to see, this is Riker Williams on the keeper. This is the second touchdown of the game. This put the Braves up 13-0 after the PAT was blocked. And this is in the second quarter. Grady Kinsey at the fullback position just takes it straight ahead. 21-0 Indian Valley after the two-point conversion. This was the Pioneers' only score of the first half.
Wow.
Trey Bentley takes a great pass and does the rest himself. And that was a 60-yard touchdown reception from Hughes to Bentley.
He left for the Braves in his wake that time.
That made the score 28-7. And then that was right at the end of the second quarter as Grady Kinsey takes it in from 1 yard out for his third score of the night. And Grady Kinsey broke the Ohio high school rushing touchdown record there in the first half with his 125th rushing touchdown. And the locals here have said he's only a couple touchdowns away from breaking the all-purpose touchdown record in the state of Ohio. There's something to keep an eye on as the accolades continue to roll in for Mr. Kinsey. But Jonathan Alder will receive the second half kickoff. It's another short pooch kick, and he's able to return that up to about the 35-yard line, where the Pioneers will set up shop for their first possession of the second half here, Coach. And it's probably now or never if you're Jonathan Alder on this offensive possession. You got to make something happen.
Well, you know, it's 34-7. We're in the second half. You're playing the defending state champions. You can't go in the locker room and tell your kids we're going to come out and win the second half and win the game. What you're going to tell your kids at that time is let's go out and execute how we know how to play this game. And we'll take one play at a time and see where we end up. And you just do your best on every play. So, I'm sure that the Pioneers coaching staff really wants to get a touchdown here because they know the guys in red, they're going to score again.
Yes.
And if they score again before the Pioneers do, then it's a running clock to start the third quarter. So they need to get a drive here.
Yeah. Good play on first down, good positive yardage. The carry was Cashton Wheeler around the left end for about 4 yards. Second down and 6 for the Pioneers. Brock Hughes takes the shotgun, fakes the handoff, a little screen play. This has been their most successful plays of the night, Coach. A little play action and a quick screen pass to the perimeter.
And Shoemaker, he comes from the left side of the formation, catches the ball on the right side in the flat. He picked up about 4 yards, it looks like, maybe 5. 3rd and 2 here. This is one of their outstanding possessions so far. Yeah. They have two plays in a row with positive yards. They have a 3rd and short for a first down. And unless they just want to keep these guys out of the end zone, I'd go for it on every 4th down.
Shotgun snap. Hughes takes it, gives to Wheeler, and he wiggles his way forward for first down yardage.
Won't have to worry about that 4th down call if you convert like that. Nice job.
Great interior blocking there by Jonathan Alder as Riker Williams tried to stick his nose in there and get the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage, was unable to do so. Jonathan Alder taking a lot of time here in between plays. Brock Hughes once again in the shotgun formation. Cashton Wheeler right behind him in the pistol. Fake's going to be to Wheeler. It's going to be a little pitch reverse. And he's going to make about 2 yards out of that. Was number 10.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice play by that kid. Ruin Pickin. I hope I'm saying his name. I'm going to find these guys from this area and see how we're pronouncing his name right or not. But, yeah, that was a nice play. That could have been a big play. I mean, that's the kind of play you run to pick up 10 or 15 or 20 yards, and they got 3.
Yep. Yeah, the Alder Pioneers being very creative with their play calling in the second quarter and here in the early stages of the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Hughes. Cashton Wheeler to his right. The fakes to Wheeler. He's looking across the middle. He finds Bentley. Trey Bentley once again on the catch and making some moves in the open field. Gets it inside the Indian Valley 30. So the best drive of the night by far.
No doubt.
For Jonathan Alder as they're moving right down the football field.
I'll tell you what, when Bentley gets the ball in your secondary, he's no bargain to bring down.
Yeah, he's a tough customer, and just a sophomore is Trey Bentley, number 3 for Jonathan Alder. Great size as well, 6'2", 180 pounds.
Well, I talked to their coach before the game, and they have 24 yards passing this year. So they're a well-balanced team, 14-yard tailback, 1,400-yard gaining tailback. So they've gained some plays and gained some yards this year, and they're moving the ball now.
That was the aforementioned Cashton Wheeler on the first down carry. Give him 3. Comes up a little bit hobbled as Wheeler. He's going to stay in the game. Seems to be favoring one leg. Very methodical here on this drive are the Pioneers, using most, if not all, the play clock. As we're down to 12 seconds on the play clock, and they're just now getting set at the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation for Hughes. Trey Bentley or Cashton Wheeler out of the backfield is absolutely lambasted by Grady Kinsey.
Man, that is your basic form and perfect tackle.
Yeah, we're going to look right here. Grady Kinsey is going to introduce himself to Cashton
Wheeler.
Oh,
kaboom.
Textbook tackle right there by Kinsey. Leads the team, a little over 8 tackles per game, does Kinsey. But still a very positive gain on second down for Jonathan Alder. Put themselves in a makeable third down, 3rd and 3.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt any place on the field tonight, the rest of this half, they're in 4-down territory.
Shotgun snap. The give's going to be to Wheeler around the left edge. He's got some room. He's going to gain first down yardage and probably a face mask on top of it, Coach.
Yeah, it looked like a hand got the top of that helmet there.
Yeah, that's going to be a half the distance penalty against Indian Valley. Ball's at the 15. This is going to be moved up to around the 7 or 8 yard line. So it is half the distance. They're going to walk it off.
You know, those little yellow hankies haven't been out much tonight.
No, they have not. I was just thinking that prior to the third quarter beginning, that we've really seen just a handful of flags, a couple of holds, and that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah. Very clean game. What you would expect in Week 13.
Exactly.
You know, these two teams are combined 20 wins and 1 loss on the season, these two football teams. You don't get here without being disciplined and fundamentally sound. Brock Hughes, once again, shotgun formation for Alder. He takes the snap, and he's going to give to Wheeler around the left edge. Not much doing there. A yard, maybe 2.
Well, it's the same play they ran on the previous play, and I think the mark of a great defense is if you run a play on them and it's successful, then you try to run it again, they stop it. And that time, Indian Valley stopped that thing cold. But I keep seeing out here all by himself Chase Musil, the 6'5", 195-pound wide receiver. I mean, he's out here on the wide side, one-on-one coverage. He's in tight this time. Man, that's a great guy to throw to, I would think, one-on-one out there.
Second down and goal for Jonathan Alder. He's looking to pass, and he caught the football. His feet were in the end zone, but the football was outside the end zone.
Wow.
That's pretty rare. You see that. We're going to get on a look right here. See his feet inside the end zone, but the football never crossed the plane, so it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1.
Great call by the referee that time.
Hughes is going to get under center. He's going to take it himself. Looks like he's
in.
And he is. And that is Brock Hughes.
Nice drive.
The 190-pound signal caller for Jonathan Alder, following his hog mollies ahead of him into the end zone. And that's a much-needed score for Jonathan Alder. Makes our score 34-13 with the PAT pending. Snap's good, holds good, kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good.
Indian Valley 34, Jonathan Alder 14. So the Pioneers used nearly half the third quarter clock, Coach, but they got one in the end zone. Cut this to a 20-point game.
That was an impressive drive. I mean, they handled Indian Valley in the running game, passing game, did a great job. Picked up a 15-yard half-the-distance penalty, on the face mask and took advantage of that. Punched that thing in the end zone. Nice drive. Nice way to come out in the second half. Again, that's the mark of a champion. The teams you may be outmatched this week, but you're still a champion. I mean, you're still a great team, and Jonathan Alder came out and showed that. I mean, that's the guys in the coaching profession like to call that a character drive. Oh, look, that's my favorite song, Ted.
Yeah.
I danced to that at my senior prom. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and Jonathan Alder is going to kick this one deep. It's going to be fielded around the 12-yard line. Some blocking set up. And there's a flag comes in, it looks like. Yeah, there's a flag around the 31-yard line. Carson Hostetler was the return man for Indian Valley.
Well, they said he stepped out of bounds here at about the 33-yard line, but there is a flag down, and it came down pretty quickly.
We have an injured Pioneer on the field. Can't make out the number. Looks like they're working on the lower leg there, Coach. Not any kind of cramping. This looks to be something significant. Well, while they're working on the injured player, we're going to step aside momentarily. You're watching OHSAA playoff football on South 60 Films. And we're back at Brave Stadium. The injured player for Jonathan Alder was freshman Drew Hughes. He was able to get off the field with a little help from the training staff. Hope he made a big play on the first half defensively for Jonathan Alder, so hopefully he can get back in the game. Indian Valley possesses the football, their first possession of the second half. Riker Williams, a little run pass option. He decides to throw it. And there's going to be a penalty on Jonathan Alder. Reese St. Clair was the recipient of the Riker Williams pass. It looked like a horse collar tackle from here, but we'll wait for the official indication here, Coach.
I saw the referee point toward Indian Valley.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And they're walking backwards.
Personal foul. Offense.
They're calling a personal foul on St. Clair.
27. 15 yards to the end. The foul. First out.
Yeah, they're calling a personal foul on Reese St. Clair.
I think he used a stiff arm.
We're going to get another look here.
And I think he did the old face mask.
So right there,
yep.
left hand up in the face mask of a Jonathan Alder defender. Caught the eye of the official, and that's going to...
Well, that was a run-pass option all the way. Riker Williams took off on a sprint to the outside and to the last second fired that ball out there to St. Clair. Unfortunately, it came back because of the penalty, and here goes Kinsey.
And Kinsey takes the direct snap, and he gains 11 on that play. It was 1st and 10. Although the personal foul was 15 yards, it was marked off from the infraction, so Indian Valley found themselves right back in a 1st and 10, and they gained 11 on first down. It seems like anytime someone scores on them, they take it personally, Coach.
Well, I tell you what, I'm anxious to see how their offense performs. Their defense did not perform very well on that opening drive against the Pioneers. The Pioneers dominated the action, dominated the line of scrimmage, went down, picked up a touchdown. See if their offense responds.
I formation for Indian Valley that gives to the up man. That's Kinsey. And he's got some open field. He's gone. He's at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, number 4 on the night for Grady Kinsey.
You know, I really didn't have any doubt how he was going to respond.
Yeah. Watch this carry right here.
Nope. Forget it. Nope. Look out, downfield block.
He's got speed, he's got power, he's got vision, he's got incredible balance. He possesses everything you want in a running back.
Well, he had a great block that time from Cole James down the field, and he just needs a couple decent blocks, and it's off to the races.
Sure is. Indian Valley quickly makes amends for the touchdown allowed.
With 4 minutes, 47 seconds.
And they score, they won themselves. Took Indian Valley just 1 minute and 25 seconds to do their damage here in the third quarter, and that makes the score 41-14, just under 5 minutes remaining in the third.
Well, we'll see if the Pioneers can keep that offensive momentum going. I mean, that's a killer to work so hard to get a touchdown and then give up one on the second or third play that Indian Valley has the ball.
You can hear the raucous crowd getting more rowdy by the minute here in Janaden Hutton. They love their Braves, no doubt about it.
Well, if I would jump up and down like that, my toes would come off. We're on the veranda here at the ball game. We're not in the press box. They get a great view of the game, and we can also a great view of being able to give a weather report. It's freezing outside, so we're well aware of that.
We are outside, but I tell you.
The last time I was here, Ted, we did the game from the truck behind the stadium because there wasn't any place to sit.
Yes.
Those guys were offsides and they didn't get called.
It's a little squib kick down the hash mark. It's going to be fielded, and not much there after he fielded the football. He's going to get it up to about the 36, maybe 37-yard line.
The Shoemaker on the return. I mean, you have to be, you have to have a little shortstop DNA in your bloodstream here to field these kicks. All right, see if these guys can take it down the field again. I would imagine the defensive coaches had a little chat with the Braves on defense after that first drive. Coaches love to have chats.
Shotgun snap to Hughes. He's going to throw another screen pass. That's Trey Bentley once again. He's going to get it up around the 41-yard line. One thing I've noticed here in the second half, Coach, defensively for Indian Valley, no Grady Kinsey, no Riker Williams. So looks like they're feeling comfortable with this lead.
No doubt. There's no need for those guys.
They're going to preserve those two guys, which is probably a smart move for Coach Matt Lancaster.
Well, when number 3 for Jonathan Alder catches the ball, but you better call the troops because he's not your 128-pound wide receiver. He is a handful to get down on the ground.
Shotgun formation once again. Cashton Wheeler goes in motion. There's that little toss counter inside once again, but Trey Bentley is going to get popped for a loss of a yard on that one.
Well, that time they grabbed Bentley before he had a chance to get ahead of steam and on that little inside reverse deal and stopped him for a loss or no gain.
I'm just so impressed the way they're diagnosing that play because it's, you know, your eyes want to go to the side to the fake, and then they pitch it back underneath on the counter. They're making it look easy out there, Coach, and you're a defensive guy. You know how hard that is.
Newark Catholic ran the play very similar to that, and we thought we were having a great game against them if we held them to 15 yards on that play.
Brock Hughes rolling to his left, throws against his body. Did he catch that ball? It doesn't look like it. Almost a circus catch there by Ben McCain, unable to come up with it. It's going to be a 4th and 6 here, Coach, and I agree with your sentiment. They're probably just have no choice but to go for all these 4th downs unless they're backed up on their own goal line.
Well, you know, if the other team has more points than you, it doesn't matter if the scoreboard says 41 or 400. You still don't win. So, yeah, why not? Go for this thing. Get a first down. Throw the ball to Bentley.
4th down and 5. The Indian Valley faithful come to their feet. Brock Hughes takes the snap. He throws across the middle. That's complete. Looks like he has enough for the first down, Coach. And he does. They're going to move the markers. Great pitch and catch right there. Going to get another look. Brock Hughes.
1st and 10, Jonathan Alder.
Right across the middle of the formation. That's where they've had their most success, in between the hash marks throwing the football.
Well, what I liked about that play, besides I actually called the right play, threw the ball to Bentley, was he knew exactly what he had to have for the first down, and that's where he went, turned around and caught the ball and was hit immediately, but he had the first down. Great execution.
Shotgun snap once again.
Throw it to him again.
And they find Trey Bentley across the middle. He makes one man miss, backtracks. Might have gave up first down yardage, but they're going to say he gained enough. 10 yards exactly. You're going to see it right here. He makes the catch and backtracks to try to avoid that tackle and was able to get back to the marker.
Ted, we're seeing some remarkable individual performances from these kids. I mean, that catch, the pass right where it had to be. Bentley is a absolute bear to get on the ground when he catches the ball in secondary. Great performances by individuals on both squads.
Hughes takes the shotgun snap.
Oh, man.
The give is to Cashton Wheeler, and he's going to lose a yard, maybe 2, on that play. As
Brogan Wilson, 6'2", 250-pound, oh boy, junior. Whew, man, he stuffed that play.
The Pioneers have been in pass mode here in this third quarter and tried to sneak a little draw play in there on the Braves. They were having none of it.
Brogan said, not in my gap.
They're going to spread it back out. 3 wide, a shotgun formation, running back on the left hip of Hughes. Hughes is going to drop back. Pass rush is there quick, but gets it off to Wheeler. He's going to gain 3 or 4 yards there on second down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for Jonathan Alder.
First guy to react to that was Caden Riggs. He came from his pass rush, broke off, came back out and got in pursuit. But, Ted, I don't think I've seen a single blitz tonight from the Braves. I mean, and the 4-4 defense, I mean, it's the trademark of the 4-4 defense is you blitz linebackers because you only can rush 4 guys on the defensive line, so you send linebackers. I haven't seen any of them go. Look at that pass.
Yeah, that's another dart thrown in there by Brock Hughes. The recipient was Chase Metzel. You're going to get another look right here. The arm strength of Hughes. He just throws a dart right in between 2 different levels of the Indian Valley defense. Indian Valley was in great position there. That's just
they were.
That's just a great throw by Hughes.
Well, you know, we talked about zone and man tonight. And it looks to me like the Braves are playing a straight zone defense. If you're a wide receiver, you know, they teach kids now you don't just have a pass tree. You run to an open spot and stop, and that's what they're doing. And there's no one there, and they catch the ball.
The give is to Wheeler. He's fighting for yardage, shakes off a couple of tackles.
He's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards on that.
He sure is. It looked like he was going to get stopped at or near the line of scrimmage, and he was able to move forward for about 3 yards, and that's
a quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter, and our score at the end of 3, Indian Valley 41, Jonathan Alder 14. Fourth quarter coming up, folks. We'll be right back. Fourth quarter action set to begin here from Brave Stadium. Jonathan Alder possessing the ball as they used most of that third quarter clock to score one touchdown. Brock Hughes drops back, rolls out to his right.
Wide open.
He does have a wide open man, and the ball was a little high. The receiver had to leave his feet to make the catch, so he wasn't able to score, but that's going to take him down around the 5-yard line, Coach. Watch another great throw by Hughes.
Great throw. Bentley went up and got that thing at the highest point. That's what you teach your kids to do. I tell you what, Hughes is putting on a passing clinic. There was a big rush that time. I think the linebackers came on that one, and he just kind of strolled away from it and threw that ball while his feet were still moving and put it where no one else could get it except Bentley.
Yeah, most of the quarterbacks these days are somewhat of dual threats, but Brock Hughes is an old-school pocket passer style quarterback. The give is to Bentley, a little jet sweep around the right end, but
it might have been that little inside counter thing we've been seeing all night.
And when they get down there to that far end zone, they're a long ways from where we are right here. It's hard to make out what's going on in the middle of that scrum.
Well, it's 2nd and goal. There's no first downs to be had here. It's touchdowns or bust, I'm sure, for the Pioneers.
So it will be 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line for Jonathan Alder. They're going to line up 3 wide, shotgun formation. Cashton Wheeler is going to take the pitch. He's going to move around the left side, makes one guy miss.
Get up in there.
And they held him out of the end zone.
Man.
Indian Valley was able to hold him out of the end zone. Looked like he had a sure touchdown.
I think his face mask was in the end zone, but the ball wasn't. I mean, that was so close.
The Indian Valley defense just kept stretching that play out.
It was a nice run.
It's going to be 3rd and goal from inside the 1-yard line for Jonathan Alder. A couple of really successful drives here in the second half. The problem for the Pioneers is they put themselves behind the 8 ball in the first half.
Well, they brought in Braxton Overmeyer, took out a wide receiver.
It looks like Cashton Wheeler takes the direct snap. Looks like he's in, and he is, Coach. 1-yard touchdown run for Cashton Wheeler, his first of the ball game.
I'll tell you what, it's like two different teams for Jonathan Alder, the first half and second half. In the second half, now we know why they won 10 games.
Yeah, they got some really dynamic playmakers due to the Alder Pioneers, and now they're finding ways to get them involved. PAT is up, and it is good. 41-21 in favor of Indian Valley. Problem for Jonathan Alder is time, Coach. We're under 10 minutes to play in the game, and not only are you down 21, you have to find a way to stop Indian Valley from moving the football.
You know, you wouldn't think by taking one guy or 2 guys off your defense like Indian Valley's done would be that big a difference, but it has definitely made a difference tonight in the second half.
Yeah, Riker Williams last year when we saw them play New Lexington, he played defensive end at 6 foot 170 pounds, and he was a nightmare. He terrorized Isaiah Stevens in the backfield all night long.
Well, you know, we did a West Muskingum, I think it was the team out of Columbus. It's Harvest Prep.
Harvest Prep, yeah.
And their starting quarterback was their left defensive end, and he's about 6 feet, and he was a burner. They brought in their second-string quarterback. The coach told me that we'd like to bring him in to run the ball. He was like 6'4", 240 pounds, and he ran a quarterback sneak, and the West Muskingum defense made business decisions and said, that's okay. You can go 70 yards. Yeah. We're not getting in the way of that truck. And they both played defensive end. Timeout. Indian Valley.
It's kind of an odd time to take a timeout.
Yeah.
You're just getting set to field the kick, and I don't know if Coach Matt Lancaster may have saw something.
Well,
he may have saw something he's seen on film that led him to believe that was going to be some sort of onside kick.
Yeah, you know, we're kind of in a touchdown coma here. Everybody and the brothers scoring a touchdown here in the second half, and that's probably a pretty good idea. You know, they're ahead by 20 points, but there's 9:53 to go. We really don't want to make this a nail biter when we had this thing under control and we were within one score, making a running clock. So, yeah, look at that. That's a little different setup for the return squad. That looks like their hand squad out there, and they're all moved up. A lot of eligible receiver numbers out there. I see one lineman out there, and the rest of the guys are specialists. Here it comes.
It's going to be an onside kick attempt by Jonathan Alder. And that ball is fielded by Kinsey, and he's still on his feet.
Why are we not surprised?
Kinsey fields the ball and moves forward for 4 or 5 additional yards. He just refuses to go down.
You know, he had a chance to have the all-time record for onside kick touchdowns there, and he blew it. I don't know, take him out of the starting lineup, Coach. Now, I'm anxious to see if he's on the field now. Is he out there?
Doesn't appear to be.
I see 24 in the game.
Yeah, it would just be senseless for something to happen to one of your key playmakers prior to a regional final game.
I think that's Kellen Couts there in the running back spot behind the quarterback.
And it looks like...
No, that's Kinsey.
Okay.
He's out there.
Kinsey was on the field. Riker Williams completes the pass to Colt James, his first catch of the night. Leading receiver on the season for Indian Valley.
Is that right?
Yeah. Doesn't get much in terms of receptions, but he shows you what he can do right there. Colt James, 6'3", 385-pound junior. He'll be back next year with Riker Williams. Although they lose Kinsey, this team's got a lot of talent coming back.
Yes, they do. Well, they have a lot of talent coming back, and they're well coached. I mean, if you're looking at it from coaching eyes, I mean, they have great talent, but they're well coached.
Riker Williams going to throw a little screen pass to Kinsey, and he is hitting the backfield. That's going to be a major loss. That's going to be a loss of 7 all the way back to the original line of scrimmage.
Heck of a play by Braxton Overmeyer that time for the Pioneers.
You say officially a loss of 6 on the play, going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, that's about your only chance to knock Kinsey down, is if you get him on that side of the line of scrimmage when he's going sideways instead of going north and south. And that's exactly what Overmeyer did, and blew that play up.
So a rare 3rd and long for Indian Valley. Riker Williams takes the snap. He's going to take it himself. And he's got it, Coach. He's right at the marker. Well, that's a generous spot there.
Well, that's what I would have called, 3rd and 100, quarterback sneak.
Yeah, you're going to get another look right here. Riker Williams just takes it right down the throat of the Alder Pioneer defense, and right there, right on the first down marker.
He runs with reckless abandon. I mean, there's no fear in that stride.
Now Williams goes back under center. This team really shows a lot of different offensive formations. And the dive is to the up man. Couldn't make out the number. Bradley Barr on the carry. But this team really shows you a lot of different looks formationally, do they not?
I wonder if Bradley Barr, when he hears his number called, I wonder if he looks out of the huddle and says, "Really, Coach? Really? I mean, I get to carry one?"
See Reese St. Clair come into the game.
2nd down, 8, 41-21, 7-17, clock running in the 4th quarter.
Riker Williams, shotgun formation. It's going to be a direct snap to Grady Kinsey, and he's got some room in the middle of the defense, and that's going to be about a 15-yard gainer on 2nd down.
Kevin Board, the coach for New Lexington, I talked to him today before I came up. And I said, well, Coach, what am I going to see? So, well, you're going to see snap and handoff to 22. Then you're going to see the snap directly to 22. Then you're going to see 8 run the ball. And he said every once in a while they throw it. And he said, but then they're going to get to 22. So,
yeah.
I tell you what, that's about all you need to know.
Yeah, they're dancing with the date that brought them here, Coach.
Yep.
And the fakes to Kinsey, and the give.
That's St. Clair.
Is to Reese St. Clair on the left edge, but that's.
Oh, man. They're going to call block below the waist or holding on number 10 out there. He had the defensive back. Yeah, they're going to call holding on him. He had him on the ground. What a block.
Number 10 of the offense. 10 yards from the
Yep, that is Rowan Picchio is going to be the guilty party.
Here comes a block.
Yeah, let's take another look.
Oh.
That's.
Whether he held him or not, when a guy goes down like that, the referee think it must have been a hold, and that's a shame. That was a nice block, and it sprung St. Clair for the touchdown, but it didn't count.
First down and 12 from the 15. Riker's going to pass this one, and he finds an open man across the middle yet again. That's number 24.
Counts.
Kellen Counts. It's going to set up first and goal for Indian Valley.
Nice catch, Kellen, right in the middle of the formation.
I don't know that Riker Williams has thrown an incompletion tonight. He hasn't thrown many passes, but the ones he has have hit his intended target right in the numbers. So first and goal from inside the 5-yard line.
We may be looking at touchdown 127 here.
I formation. The give is to Kinsey. Stutter step. He's still fighting. He's not going to get in on first down.
He's going to have to earn it.
It's going to be second down and goal from about the 1.5-yard line. As the clock continues to tick, 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 tick. 5:40 and counting in the football game. The result of this one is really not in question. It's going to be the final score, yet to be determined. As it sets up a rematch from last year's regional semifinal game if the Panthers can hold serve down at the Rock tonight.
Carson Hostetler went in the game. He's a wide receiver split end.
That's going to be Kinsey, and he gets into the end zone for the fourth time tonight. 47-21 in favor of the Braves, and that's Kinsey's fourth of the ball game. Actually, his fifth of the ball game. It came from 2 yards out.
Well, cameraman says 6.
1, 2, 3. It is 6.
That's what you get when you get a cameraman that can count. They throw it right up in our face.
Yep. So the PAT no good, but you're right. Grady Kinsey opened the scoring with a 67-yard TD run in the first quarter. In the second quarter, he had 3 touchdown runs of 1 yard. And in the third quarter, he followed it up with a 64-yard touchdown run and then a 2-yard touchdown plunge right there. So 6 touchdowns on the night for Grady Kinsey as he adds to his record-setting total.
Well, I may go down to the locker room after the game when Grady pulls that jersey off. And I'm going to see if he has a T-shirt on with a big red S on it. And I'm going to tell him, now we know.
This is some kind of scene here. This Indian Valley home crowd, standing room only here on the home side. They're packing them in. I've seen some varsity jackets down there from Ridgewood, I think I saw some Coshocton down there. I see a Berlin Highland. So a lot of students from the surrounding areas here to watch this football game.
Well, number 66, Xander Radcliffe, is down there helping lead that cheer. Bless his heart. He's a senior, and nobody's happier than him.
Going to be another squib kick for Indian Valley as this one's going to be taken by an up man at the 30, brings it back to about the 38-yard line.
The Shoemakers had plenty of opportunities for run backs tonight, that's for sure. He fielded that ball.
First and 10, Jonathan Alder.
So Alder has managed to put some points up here in the second half.
Yes, they have.
A couple of touchdowns. And this team defensively, we said it, they only averaged 10.5 points allowed per game this season through 10 games, and they shut out Steubenville. So
in the third quarter, Indian Valley had one drive for like 3 plays, and the rest of the time, Jonathan Alder had the ball.
Hughes drops back, rolls to his right, finds his favorite target, Trey Bentley, for about 13 yards on first down, going to move the chains. He also gets out of bounds, stopping the play clock, or stopping the game clock, rather.
That might have been Musil on that catch.
Okay, Chase Metzel
Yeah, Metzel. I think I saw him get up over there. I think that ball was to him. I thought it was to Bentley at first too, Ted. But when I saw the play was finishing, number 11 was the guy who was getting up off the ground with the football.
This is going to be a give to Cashton Wheeler. Not much running room. 1 yard on the gain for Wheeler. And that's going to take a lot of time to gain 1 yard.
4:25 in running, 47-21 in favor of the Braves over the Pioneers.
Shotgun formation once again. Hughes was looking deep, but it was taking a long time for that route to develop. Braxton Van Fossen breaks through and announces his presence with authority there, Coach.
Yeah, that was the nuclear loose move I ever saw.
That's right. So that's going to set the Pioneers back in a 3rd and long.
And that's he looks like he's the defensive end. I mean, that wasn't the linebacker blitz. These guys have not really used the blitz much. 3-man defensive front, and here comes the linebacker up.
Going to be a middle screen.
I saw what that was,
Middle screen to Wheeler, but that play is blown up. But Caleb Sekulic.
He saw that all the way. He was back there almost in like a spy mode.
Yep.
And at first I thought he was in a blitz, and I saw what the play was. He just read the screen pass perfectly. 3-man rush. He came up from his linebacker spot and made the tackle. Nice play.
And Jonathan Alder taking their good old time here on 4th and 18. Have no choice but to go for this one. And we'll see if the Braves don't pin their ears back and go after Hughes here. Here comes the pass rush, and he's got an open receiver, and it's Wheeler, and he makes the catch. They converted to 4th and 18. They gain 19. Get together and look right here. Watch this pass from Hughes to Cashton Wheeler.
Oh, man, he took a hit, too. Held on to that football.
Found a little spot between the...
You know, I just it's so fun to watch kids that execute so well. I mean, most receivers would have dropped that pass as soon as they got hit. He held on to that thing. Oh,
Hughes is looking to pass, and that ball is...
Look out. I think it's picked.
Nope, that ball hit the ground. The official right on top of that one. And we're going to go and look right here. It was tipped by one player and nearly intercepted by another right there.
Tipped. Yep. It hit the ground. Good eyes. I tell you, these referees tonight have been pretty darn sharp.
They certainly have.
Well, I see some of the coaches for the Indian Valley team are already headed to the sideline for the press box. So time to celebrate for the Braves.
Hughes drops back once again. That's a backward pass to Wheeler, but he makes the catch, and he's got some space around the left edge, and he's going to take that one down around the 25-yard line for Jonathan Alder. Runs out of bounds, stops the clock momentarily at 2:19. At this deficit, too much to overcome for the Alder Pioneers, but they're going to play this one out to the bitter end, Coach.
In the 4th quarter, Neely in 14.
You would expect nothing less.
Right, exactly, Ted. I mean, Indian Valley is the better team, and but Jonathan Alder is going to play this thing till the clock. Oh!
That was a forward pass.
Yeah, I see it. Referee on the sidelines got that. He made the call.
Just going to be an incomplete.
Yep.
Wheeler unable to come up with that.
No, I'm really impressed the way the Jonathan Alder Pioneers came out and played this second half. They could easily have folded a tent and gone home. Another 15-hour drive back to
Plain City.
Plain City. I've been there one time, and but they did. They came out and played just like champions, just like the champions they are. There's a nice throw.
Yeah, they're finding some success rolling Hughes out to the right and running multiple routes to the same side of the field, and he can just pick which level he wants to throw to.
And that's the big 6'5" wide receiver, Chase Metzel, wide open.
It's going to be a 1st down and goal from the 6-yard line for Jonathan Alder. You mentioned a lot of the regulars not in there defensively for Indian Valley here in the second half, so take that for what it's worth. Hughes is going to take the snap, but football's on the ground, picked up by Wheeler. He tries to hurdle a defender, and that was a bad business decision on his behalf.
You know, that is the move of the season, apparently. I've seen it in the NFL. I've seen it in college ranks. And, you know, that used to be illegal. It used to be called hurdling. You weren't allowed to do it, and apparently they've done away with that penalty. And I think as soon as somebody gets their neck broken doing that, there'll be a penalty again. That's a dangerous move.
Shotgun formation, pistol formation. The give is to Wheeler, and he's going to be stopped short of the goal line around the 2.
3-yard line.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and goal
Number 61.
for Alder as the clock continues to tick.
Nearing the 1 minute mark here into the game.
Yeah, if Alder punches this in here and makes this 47-27, people are going to look at this score tomorrow and think, man, they hung in there with them. But that's really not how the game was played.
No.
They're going to give it to Wheeler, and he's
in.
He is in the end zone, standing up.
Touchdown, Jonathan Alder.
3rd touchdown of the second half for Jonathan Alder.
Outstanding drive by the Pioneers.
They put together 3 really good drives here in this second half.
Well played game, cleanly played game by both squads. You know, exactly what you expect to see at this time of the season, no doubt about it.
Alder on for the PAT attempt, which they've been successful out all night. No, not a problem once again as the PAT's good, 47-28, Indian Valley. As we're under a minute to play here, Coach, so probably going to see another onside attempt here from Jonathan Alder, I would assume. And as long as Indian Valley can recover it, probably just see a couple of kneel downs, and Indian Valley going to move on to next week. It looks like they're going to play the Panthers of New Lexington as they are.
So that'll be a rematch.
Yeah, they are up big on Unioto at home, 40-14 in the second half of that matchup. And those two teams played at Stewart Field a year ago in the regional semifinal. Indian Valley was the higher seed last year, so New Lexington being the higher seed this year, that game may be played in Zanesville.
You know,
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but
yeah.
it may just be played at Salzburger Stadium.
You know, it just depends on who will host the games.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's been a real hesitancy from a lot of schools. They don't want to fool with it. So there's so many artificial fields out there now. Just have to find somebody who will host a game.
Well, Salzburger is always going to be an option at some division just because of the seating capacity of 6,000.
Oh, it's a great facility.
Yeah, they can hold a lot of fans at Salzburger, and for that reason, it's generally host a regional final game every year.
A lot of sportsmanship going on out there. I see a couple of guys, St. Clair and Braxton Overmeyer were talking a little bit after the play, and I tell you what, I really, the longer I watch football, I really appreciate that kind of sportsmanship, because right now, every time somebody gets a first down in college or the pros now, they have their first down dance and they have their choreographed end zones, and I'm just tired of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just come out and play the game like you score a touchdown, act like you've done it before.
There's going to be a timeout on the field from appears to be Indian Valley. I don't know why you would want to stop the game at this point. It's just going to take 2 knees, and this game will be history.
You know, I feel like when I see a touchdown in the NFL now, I feel like they should say, touchdown by the wide receiver and choreographing by, the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
many Christmas.
They come up with some stuff, don't they?
Well, I'll tell you what, I still like old-fashioned sportsmanship, and that's what we've seen tonight. 2 well-coached teams. Both teams played to the last second. And I talked to a retired coach, and he saw a game like this last week, and one of the team's defensive line blasted the reserves, The kid come in, hit the freshman quarterback, tried to kill him, and he said it was terrible.
Yeah.
And so this is good to see. Good to see.
47, Jonathan Alder, 28.
So Indian Valley is going to take a kneel, and that's going to end the football game as the remaining 20 seconds are going to tick off during the handshake line here. And our final score from Janaden Hutton, Coach, is going to be Indian Valley 47, Jonathan Alder 28. Sets up a big rematch we saw a year ago, but this year it's going to be in the regional final game against the New Lexington Panthers. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back and wrap this game up for you. Don't go anywhere, folks. And welcome back to Janaden Hutton one last time. Ted Snyder, Coach Doug Clifford. Our final score from this Division 4 Region 15 semifinal is Indian Valley 47, Jonathan Alder 28. Coach, this was a tale of two halves. Jonathan Alder struggled in the first half, found their offensive footing in the second half, but just came up a little short.
I really liked the approach that the coaching staff for Jonathan Alder took in his second half. I don't think they went in the locker room and browbeat their kids. I think they told them, let's come out, play our game.
Yep.
Play one play at a time. We'll see what happens. Let's get some scores. They did. They didn't quit. They played it to the bitter end of the game. Their season's coming to an end. And an awful lot of playoff games like this, Ted, when a team gets behind, I mean, these are experienced players. Yep. They put it in the bag.
Yeah.
Well, these kids didn't. So hats off to the Jonathan Alder team. But I tell you what, this Indian Valley team is the best team I've seen this year.
Let's take a look at some of these highlights here, Coach. You're going to see right here Grady Kinsey lines up at fullback, and he's going to take this. This is a carry in the third quarter, a 64-yard touchdown run from Kinsey. This would be his fifth of the night. He ends up with 6 total, but that was number 5 on the night, a 64-yard touchdown run from Grady Kinsey. This is Jonathan Alder and the response, and this is Cashton Wheeler taking a direct snap and plunging into the end zone. Jonathan Alder, we mentioned, just 7 points in the first half. We're able to score 3 touchdowns there in that second half. Kinsey, once again, that's the fourth quarter 2-yard run from Grady Kinsey, his 6th of the ball game. And here you're going to see the last score of the night. Cashton Wheeler takes it in one more time for the Pioneers of Jonathan Alder. And Coach, Grady Kinsey, 6 touchdowns tonight. 37 touchdowns on the year, broke the rushing touchdown record for the state of Ohio. The gifts just keep rolling in for Indian Valley.
Well, I've heard from 2 or 3 different people that if you're going to beat Indian Valley, all you have to do is stop Kinsey.
That's it.
Well, you might as well stop the sun from coming up. And he's not alone. I mean, he's got some co-stars that are really good football players, receivers. The quarterback's an excellent runner. This is a well-balanced team.
It sure is, and we mentioned they're going to move on to next week's regional final game. In all likelihood, they're going to face the New Lexington Panthers, site yet to be determined. So hopefully we can get in on that game. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. If Spectrum's not covering that game, we will definitely be there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be, I think we talked earlier tonight, it's going to be a shootout. Yeah. if New Lex wants to win that game. I don't think they're going to stop this team from scoring.
Yep.
I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last, if it's going to be that kind of game, is going to win. But where they can stop these guys or not remains to be seen. But New Lex has great speed.
Yeah, this is one of the best teams I've seen in the state of Ohio in many, many years. So we wish them the best of luck moving forward. Any final thoughts here tonight, Coach?
I'm retiring again.
Okay. So Coach is retiring again, but hopefully we'll see him again next year. That's it for us here from Indian Valley High School, folks. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast here on South 60 Films. Have a good night.